As part of our ongoing series chatting with Affinitas clients, we have the pleasure this morning of talking to the senior management team from Total Water Services. Total Water Services is a diverse and quite a large plumbing and water reticulation business based at Hillcrest in Brisbane. And this morning we've got the three directors with us, Darren, Peter and Craig. Welcome, boys. As I mentioned in the introduction, you have some specific areas of expertise and different income streams in the business. Darren, can you tell us a little bit about the area of specialty that you look after?
In my past working career, I worked for a lot of major pump manufacturers, learned a lot about VF drive pumping and stuff, so we pushed a lot into that area, but I also spend a lot of time with the commercial nurseries of the market, and we specialise in disinfection in different parts of that market.
And that's a growing part of business in South East Queensland?
It has been in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years it's grown quite risingly, mainly because of the amount of developments that are going through South East Queensland at the moment. So the plant requirement is going through the roof, so obviously the nurseries are growing with it.
Peter, you look after the really big projects, the quoting and running of those projects. How does that area work?
We do on these larger projects, we do not only the irrigation, we do plumbing and drainage works, so it's an immense amount of time and higher value of course, which is good for the business in the long term.
And Craig, you're involved heavily in the service side of the business, and how's that been going and growing for you?
So in the past 11 years, since we started, we've focused on servicing the customer, hence the name Total Water Services, but we've also broadened our scope by looking at the service side by assisting the local plumbing network that's around Brisbane, Gold Coast and North Coast areas. We specialise in servicing sewer, stormwater and potable water pump stations, which gives us pretty much a broad scope throughout the city and metro areas. We also service right down to the small domestic zones. So in the past years we have found it quite fruitful. We now have a great range of permanent clientele, and we're also specialising in pump modifications. So full refit programs, as well as going into mild factory-based work, and offering solutions in not only water, but in chemical and other emulsion.
So yeah, as we can see there, you've got three very distinct areas of expertise and income streams there, but on top of that, you also run the store here out at Hillcrest, and that's a supply store to the plumbing industry, and that's been growing over the past few years as well.
It's been a long time in the making. Our biggest hurdle that we had was getting our clientele to know that we actually exist here. We embarked on many different advertising campaigns. Word of mouth in the very beginning was a very strong arm for us. And now what we find is the flow through traffic for the store is actually quite good. But this store was actually designed by the customer for the customer. So we took the input of our local clients, we took the input of local businesses that required equipment, and we basically formed and stocked the store to suit.
And you're finding a lot of repeat business now?
Yes, a lot of repeat business, especially now that we're in our 12th year now. We're finding now repeat business is actually quite good. But the bigger thing is the actual new business.
So when we first met you, when we were Online Tax and now we're Affinitas, you were already in business and running a business. So the decision to change accountants was an important one and not an easy one to make. How did you find us, and how were you able to feel comfortable about making the decision to change accounting firms?
It's really a word of mouth thing that
Yes, it was.
Another supplier that we've dealt with over the past, and he said, hey, these guys are pretty good, and we were looking for someone at the time. We found our accountant at that stage wasn't quite up to the market of our size business. We were growing beyond his capabilities. So in our own opinion, so we thought we needed someone that had a little bit more expertise, and you definitely fitted the bill at that time.
at the end of the day, you had to hear our pitch as accounting firms, what we offered, and then decide just exactly what you wanted to do as far as changing accounting firms. So what was the thing that tipped you over the edge to say, yes, we will change accounting firms?
Diversity. Diversity was the key. We were always under the belief that we could, well, stepping back, we went back, we had multiple different agents helping us out through our business time. And what we found, and the three of us were under the belief that we could tie our legal services, our accountancy services, our brokerage services under one banner, which was a single point of contact. And at that point in time, when we were searching, we came across this personal supplier that said, hey, look, give this Brad a ring. And that's how it actually started. And the whole reason that we really wanted to move on, again, like Darren said, we had a quite extensive growth rate, and we were finding it hard to manage because we specialise in what we do, but we're not accountants, we're not a legal team, and we're not real estate agents. So we needed to acquire the services, but we wanted to do it in one banner, and that's where the key for Affinitas or the pre-online actually started.
How have you found the communication between us and accountants and you as business owners has worked in your favour over the years?
Yeah, it's been very good actually, particularly with the people in your office and our own admin people. They form good relationships and they actually talk to each other more than we even know, which is good because they get it sorted.
A broader question, Peter. What do you see as the future of the plumbing industry in southeast Queensland?
I think there's definitely a future, and for us, we're only 12 years old. We're in that 12th year, so I'd see a lot of growth yet to go. We're in a few different industries, but they all sort of relate back to plumbing. But our focus is probably the irrigation and pumping. The plumbing just happens to tag along with us. We have a shop where a lot of plumbers come in and purchase product. So we're able to give them that expertise. So that side of it is growing definitely.
As long-term business owners yourselves, how would you advise other plumbing firms to choose the right kind of accounting firm for their needs? Services for them.
You do need a company that will actually look after you, so they can look after that part of the business. You find people within our industry, in plumbing and irrigation as well, is we really don't know much about accounting. We can do our quoting, we can do our sales, we can do our design, but that back end of the business, which is obviously one of the most important parts of the business, we don't have a lot of knowledge in it. So you do need to instigate someone that has it.
And I think one of the important things that we do is when we have our annual meetings, we look at explaining the numbers to all three of you and give you options of how tax planning and cash flows might work. And I think you've found that a very valuable service.
It's a key thing. The forward thought has really helped our business to the point where even though we hit a couple of stumbling stones, we were have the ability to acquire the premises, which has really helped our business behind the scenes as well. So getting back to, we need a team who has the ability to take us not only from a base accountancy style relationship, but to cover all facets.
So, thank you very much, boys. It's been a pleasure chatting to you officially as part of our series, and I know the three of you are very busy, so you need to get out and go to work. So thank you very much for being involved, and we look forward to bigger and better things.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brad.